Hello, I'm Dan Davies, host of tonight's special Acting Method to the Madness, and I am an actor in my own right. As a matter of fact, I am arguably the #1 American actor in the history of Nollywood. And Nollywood just happens to be the second largest film market in the world. So stay tuned to learn about acting from actors who live and work, like I do, in good old Wisconsin. Welcome back. Here with us today is David Bourgeois, and he's been working in this industry for 40 years. He's done multiple productions, both theatrically and in film, and he's also a very good friend of mine. David, welcome.
Thank you, Dan.
How is life treating you, my friend?
Life is treating me great. I've got all the work in Wisconsin that I want.
And that's what I love to hear. With that being said, let's watch this piece on a local resource for theater and film geeks in Wisconsin. It's called the Wisconsin Center for Film and Theater Research.
Right in the heart of Madison lies the Wisconsin Center for Film and Theater Research. Let's meet a film archivist.
So in this institution, I work with the AV collection, so I work more with the finished products themselves. We cover the areas of film, theater, and television. I think our film collections tend to be more robust just because, I don't know, maybe people think of saving that stuff more. We do definitely have theater collections. It also may be that archives in the past have always kind of been about analog stuff, you know, photographs, papers, VHS videotapes in my case, because I'm an AV archivist, and 35 and 16 millimeter film. But now we're getting people's computer hard drives, the videos they've made on their phone.
While the WCFTR save digital, their main job is to archive old films.
A big one that we're working on now is the collection of a video artist named Wendy Clark. And Wendy did a lot of what we call participatory projects. So she would do kind of like what we're doing right now, not to break the fourth wall, but she would set up a camera, have people talk about their feelings on a certain topic, most notably love. She would have them sit in front of the camera, and for 3 minutes they would speak about anything to do with love, romantic love, friend love, and these are incredible little capsules of all different types of people.
Projects like the Love Tapes help people remember the history.
Knowing what has happened before helps you prepare for things to come, and also gives you a different perspective. Seeing how things were handled, done in the past, maybe, and especially poorly, helps us hopefully do better the next time.
Acting, like any craft, has experiences to learn from.
An actor brings a lot to a role. Certainly, like, the writers are super important, and having something good on the page makes a good character, but whether that actor is going to play it really genuinely, or like they have a secret, or whether just the physical stature of an actor is more imposing, definitely changes how we perceive that character and then the whole work in total.
David, again, I am so happy to have you here.
Thanks, Dan.
I've got a quick question for you. How has the industry, especially here in Wisconsin, changed since your genesis, since your beginning?
I think the biggest thing is programming. All these small community theater, they need to program their seasons so that they fill the seats with people. So they need to present shows that people are willing to come to, especially since COVID. If they were able to survive through the pandemic, you know, it's all about budget. And in Manitowoc, the Maskers this is their 93rd season.
Wow.
Sheboygan is in their 90th season
Wow.
of community theater. Memories Ballroom in Port Washington, 34 years. And Tisch Mills, the Forest Inn,
Yeah.
over 30 years of theater. So there's a lot of areas for me to work in.
Sure,
Northeast
sure. Wisconsin has a robust theater
Yes.
Industry in essence. How long have you been acting?
I've been acting since I was in high school.
Okay.
I was blessed with a big voice, so I was getting these huge roles in musicals, so I had to learn how to act and then learn how to dance.
Okay, and that's how it should be.
Yes,
A
yes.
triple threat.
Triple threat.
How has living in Wisconsin affected your career?
It's been awesome. I've been able to teach music for 31 years, and nights and weekends I've been doing theater. So my students know that I'm, doing what I love during the day, and then they can come and see me in performances at night. And music and acting is a lifelong skill.
It really is.
Yeah. And since retiring 3 years ago, I've been in 13 films, all in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and David and I did a film just recently called Happy Birthday, which is now winning all kinds of film festivals and
Yes.
going to be on Tubi and all kinds of stuff. Well, David, we've learned a lot about your experience and some of mine. However, we need to cut to a actor's craft. It's a video, and they're on-camera classes. So we'll cut to that, and we'll be back after that.
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, there are many options to learn theatrical acting from experienced professionals. One of them is UWM.
I've tried pretty much every sport you can possibly think of. I started with cheer and I hated it. And I did taekwondo, I tried, I think soccer, I tried just a few different things. And nothing really stuck at all. And so I tried to do theater for the first time.
This was the moment actually that I first started taking acting like very seriously. It was this audition for this show. It was like this community theater show, and I was 13 years old. I was the youngest one going into this production. I didn't even know if I was gonna get cast or not. I go into this audition and I'm just like, I don't know if I wanna do this, like.
What if I auditioned for my first actual production? And I did, and I fell in love with it.
And there was this one woman, she came up to me, her name is Luann, I love her. And she just basically told me, just go for it, just do it. Like, what harm is it gonna cause if you just like get up there and try? So, yeah.
Probably going into my senior year of high school. Because before I wanted to be a speech pathologist, like my mom. But I decided I didn't want to do that type of school, and I'd rather be happy and maybe not have as much money than unhappy and maybe have a little more money.
And we are, as theater artists, we're telling story about what it is to be human in the world, and that's what actors do, is they're reenacting somebody else. And part of what goes with that is you've got to start to understand how we function, how we're built, where does our behavior come from, where do our strange inner lives come out of, and where do they lead us to? Basically
just experience, yeah. So if I've had a lot more experience with Shakespeare, I'd probably be much more comfortable with it, or a little bit better at it. But I find myself to be quite good at like ensemble stuff rather than being a lead, because I've had so much experience in the ensemble. So yeah.
Like even just day to day, like if I have a bad day and I'm coming into the theater, that bad day is going to affect how I act. So like the characters might be a little more short or something. Like it's every little thing day to day can affect the character and just experiences.
But what I've noticed is that it's a lot more particular about how they want things for on camera as opposed to theater.
When you're on camera, they can see like very close changes in what you think. In theater, if you're on stage, depending on the stage, they might not be able to see all of that, and that's why you have to be really big and loud.
There's mess ups in live theater, but that's what makes it so cool, is like it's gonna be something different every single time.
There's two levels of where you're always approaching. There is the technical level, the training level. So the voice, parts of our instrument, our voice, our bodies, have to be strengthened, developed. The voice needs to be
Loud individual, and that's something that I learned from a very young age when my mom and dad would tell me, be quiet, you're too loud. But just almost picturing like
you can see the air coming out of your mouth and it's shooting to the back of the room and like bouncing off of the wall and bringing it back to you. And that's something that's nice about working on inside theater.
Do it because you love it and you're passionate about it.
Be humble, learn how to humble yourself, and have a lot of empathy.
Because what do? We pretend to be somebody else. We pretend to experience the life of somebody else through their point of view and to step into their shoes. I mean, that's what's going to make the world a better place, is if we do that, if we really work at understanding each other and understanding difference. And that's what the theater's whole reason for being is.
To be young again. Imagine starting off today in this day and age as an actor. On that note, do you remember your first theatrical play? What was it like?
It was summer music camp at UW-Madison, probably in 1980. And I was just this tiny little kid with this huge voice. And I auditioned for their theater musical program that they put on in 2 weeks. And I got the part of this conqueror called Miles Glorioso. And everyone thought it was so funny because I was so small and this huge voice was coming out of me, and I had to take the bedspread off of my dorm room to wear as a cape that I would march all around the stage at UW-Madison on, and it was pretty life-changing.
And we had mentioned a little bit about the triple threat with learning dance and voice work in acting. I wish more actors did that because like the video said, this is our body, this is our tool, and we have to keep it finely tuned.
Yes.
And then very quickly, what do you tell actors who want to live in Wisconsin? What's the best advice you'd give them?
If you're in Wisconsin, you're less than an hour from any community theater. There's always ways to get involved, even if it's being an usher and you get to see the shows for free, or you get to be in the play, or you can help out with costumes, scenery, sets, anything. There's always stuff to do.
There's always something to do
Always.
here in Wisconsin. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, David, for being here.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. So stay tuned. We've got a video here, which is called Actors Craft and their on-camera classes. We'll be right back.
In Kenosha, Wisconsin, there is a small studio called Actors Craft, where many film actors learn the techniques of the job.
I first started an acting class back in Texas, and it was an on-camera acting class, and I really liked it. I was really scared and really intimidated, but that was kind of what got my foot in the acting door.
I was in a drama class in high school, and my teacher really wanted me to try out for the musical, and I missed tryouts, and she actually basically just like said, you're going to callbacks, like, and just like put me in, and then I was able to get in, and I was super hooked after that.
I was living in California, and I had the opportunity to study with some of the top acting coaches in the country. And during that time, my classmates would ask me if I would work with them on their auditions for an agent or for maybe a play they were in or something that they, a film that they were auditioning for. And I really enjoyed that experience.
Everyone has to start somewhere, but the experience seems to be similar.
Pow, thy sing, shin, sang, feet. Who cares what I swish but your back? Yeah!
The foundation of great acting is the same, whether you are on camera or on stage. Your goal is to stay true to the playwright's intent. You want to bring yourself to the role. You want to live in your senses, taking in information, what I see, smell, taste, hear, touch, what touches me. I want to respond with a full emotional life and have access to that emotional life. All of these things are the same. What's different is...
So I did a little bit of theater in high school. My senior year, I took a theater class. I think the theater is a lot more over the top and performative. Sometimes it's more fun.
Like, you can't show your back to the audience. Otherwise, your voice goes that way instead of to the audience. You have to be able to project. You have to hear you, not just the people in front of you. Way back, way up.
Oh, the beauty of live TV. Well, in studio, we have an actor from the Actor's Craft, Max Newens. Max, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Dan. Thanks for having me.
That is awesome. And we know each other. Max is a very talented young actor. How long have you been acting?
I've been acting about 6 years.
Okay. Professionally, did you start theater or film?
I started in film. That's where I started, yeah.
Tell us about this Actor's Craft.
Actor's Craft, well, it's really more of like a family. You go in there, and Maureen, my coach, she just does a great job of bringing people together. She really cares about her students. And I think if you really are serious, and you know this too, Dan, if you're serious about the craft, people think it's acting is not like a regular job. You got to go, if you want to be a welder, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna start welding some stuff up. That's not how it works. So I think find a place that is great, and Actor's Craft is a great resource in Wisconsin for professional coaching.
And I always tell young actors to take as many classes as possible. Take the voice classes, take the dance classes, take all the acting classes that you can, and really enjoy the process, because it's a journey. It truly is a journey. Now, you live here in Wisconsin, so have you found that journey satisfying as a Wisconsinite?
Yeah, I think that Wisconsin's a great place to start your career. Go get some great coaching. There's tons of independent films on Actors of Wisconsin Facebook page, or you can go on Backstage, or just when you meet people through the school. There's so many opportunities to get there, get started, get in a film, meet other filmmakers, and build your career up. And just, there's so many, I think, people here in Wisconsin that want to work, that are great to work with. They care about the work, they care about you. Midwestern charm a little bit.
Yeah, we've got it all. We're the home of beer, cheese, bratwurst, and exceptionally good-looking, pleasantly plump people. Thank you, Max, for being on the show today. However, we still need you for a special demonstration.
A demonstration?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Today, we'll have all the actors, me included. We're going to meet in the studio. We'll be acting out a story called The Actor's Burden by Abigail E. Bean. So we're going to prep ourselves a little bit, and we'll be acting.
Hey, Greg, you got a minute?
What is it now, Tyler?
I'm just having some trouble really connecting to this scene.
Well, do you have your lines memorized? You feel comfortable with your lines?
Yeah, no, of course, I did my lines.
What seems to be the problem?
I just feel like I'm coming in the scene and I'm coming off too strong, I think. I don't feel connected.
Okay, I see what you mean. So is it the scene where you're angry?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're coming in knowing that you're going to be angry, but you can't do that. You have to come in just like you would normally be living your life, and then when she says the lines to make you angry, then you become angry. And I don't think you need to overthink it. I think the anger will just come naturally when you are in the flow of the scene.
Yeah.
And remember, you know, every scene is literally an act 1, act 2, act 3. You can't act the act 3 first. You have to just normally flow it out and listen to your character, listen to your character that you're playing opposite, and it's a slow burn. You can't come in with your goal. You have to get to your goal, and your goal is being angry at her.
Yeah.
Just be honest and it'll happen naturally.
Yeah.
You've got this. You've got the skills. We trust you.
Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you're right, especially when you're talking about listening, because sometimes I come in and I want to start. I want to like, okay, you know, let's. I'm supposed to be this way at this person, but I'm not even paying attention to that person. There's no relationship.
I always tell people, especially young actors, you're going to listen with your ears to what the character is saying, but you're also listening with your eyes. You're going to be fully engaged in the moment with that actor. The more you listen, Ethan Hawke told me, he said, the more you listen, the better of an actor you are. We become actors who react. We become reactors.
Yes, that's the thing. You can't come in already acting. You have to react. You've got to let the scene chronologically build, and then the emotions will come.
Yeah, and let it flow.
And it'll make
Take
sense.
your time with it. Actually listen to what you're playing across, and just listen to what they have to say. And then it's like a beautiful song. You know, like Matthew McConaughey says, it sings correctly. And I'm glad that you came up to us, Tyler, because we're two old curmudgeons. We like it when young people come up to us and ask us questions about acting. And I think you're doing a fantastic job.
Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You really are.
We've got so much experience. Don't hesitate to tap into what we know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And love what you do.
For sure.
Always love what you do. And if you don't love it, don't do it. You know, life is too short.
Yeah.
You know? But thank you again. Oh, this is awesome. So this was a scene again, The Actor's Burden by Abigail E. Bean, who's actually our director here too.
Yes.
So this has been fun. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. And if you're interested in any of these actors, including myself, to be in any of your productions, theatrical or film, each one of our names are listed in the description with a social media account for you to contact us through. So thank you very much. I'm Dan Davies, and good night.